Hey, what's going on, guys? If you guys are watching this, this will be a replay. Sorry, I saw something that I was like, wait, why is that there? So I'm just going to go right into it so that the people that are re-watching this don't have to wait for this kind of updates that we're doing. So the first update for Control Token right now is that we have started our marketing utility. We've started a referral system, and we have a new app. So we basically have three things that are going to be happening, which is our marketing, and these all have like significant potential to really push Control Token to this next level. Our marketing, our referral system, oh crap, and our for now, until you guys figure out what it is. We're about to pay for these. That's already been started. The work's already been started, and the ETA is about a week. I'm sorry, it's about a week and a half, but I said 2 weeks. You guys know how like dev work can sometimes take longer, but my experience with Mark and his team has been that things get done very quickly, and that they're able to actually stay pretty close to what it is that they quote us on as far as the time. Pretty high quality work. We paid for a design team. We paid for the dev work, and this is going to really be able to push us to this next level of growth for the project that is going to make it I'll explain this later, but it's just very powerful. So yeah, 2 weeks is around the ETA of what this could be, and then we'll be utilizing the referral system, this new system that we have. That the new system, if you haven't heard me explain that, is really just a way to provide value to new buyers. That's everything that I create from here on out is going to be that, because we already have a system that provides value to the to the first holders, right? And so, here's how we start, right? We start and we have our people that did the pre-sale. We have everybody else up until this point of a 10x, right? And then here's the pre-sale people. Well, as holders, as people buy Control Token, as the price goes up, these people are going to benefit the most at the top, right? They're going to benefit because this is a structure, this is the foundation that already has been built, that we're building on top of. So the first system that we built is basically our liquidity pool and our rewards system. Liquidity pool / rewards, and those are both very significant, and most of that value is going to go to the people that have the largest amount of tokens, and that's going to be based on how much growth we see. If we do 1000x, if we do hundreds of millions in volume, that can be significant value for holders for quite a long time, even as the price goes up a lot. So the path forward for Control Token is to take this new set of holders who are coming in at a later price, say to the 50x or beyond, and to provide a system of value for them that is separate from the original system of value. And for me, this is kind of a genius level forward, because you're basically creating entry points that you would want to get into yourself. Even if you did the pre-sale, how do you convince somebody? How do you create a project where somebody wants to buy the pre-sale and they want to buy at the 10x and they want to buy at the 20, the 50, the 100, the 1000? I think if you can do that, if you can create such incentives where it's so good to buy in at the pre-sale, but it's also just as good, or it can be just as appealing to buy in at a 10x, a 50x, a 100x, or a 1000x, then you can create a system of success that is much more likely, much more stable, and it's a lot more fair and better. I think a lot of projects, what they do is they just only fuel a kind of the holders at the top. They take all their value, they give it back to everybody. If all the value goes into the charts, that's only going to benefit the people at the top who sell. If it goes to rewards and it goes to everybody, it's going to benefit the people who have the most tokens. And so everybody else that's getting in later is kind of missing out on this early action, which is really what everybody else is chasing. People just want to be early so that they can get value. It's really that simple. And so I think one of the biggest mistakes you can make in crypto is to keep pushing value into a system that's only rewarding people for destroying the project. Liquidity pools, that's what they do. If all your value is going into the LP, then you're fueling a system that's designed to destroy itself. It's designed to reward people who are destroying the project. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're a meme token, utility, what you do. If it's just a simple liquidity pool structure, if you don't have value that's significant in terms of the ratio to the value that you're producing from a utility or for something in terms to what's going in the liquidity pool, then most of the value and the incentive of the project is only going to go towards this structure where the early buyers, and it works just like a pyramid, you got your early buyers and you got your later buyers, early and later, and as you come in, you need more and more people to buy in after you to make profit. That's how a typical crypto works. And it's all about speculation on whether or not that project actually has any potential to grow a lot or whatever it might be. And so this foundation right here is going to fuel every holder of control token. But what we need to do is we need to create a new system of value that detaches itself and provides unique, specific value to new holders. And that's gonna, I haven't really gotten a lot of feedback on this, but if people don't understand it, I think they will. This isn't a potential good strategy forward. It is the best, it's the only strategy forward. You know, as the price goes up, your entry point into rewards and your entry point into price action isn't as good as what it was before. That doesn't mean that it still can't be amazing, right? If we do 1000x, that's still a massive increase from the price entry point we're at now. If we go beyond 1000x, people can still do amazing gains. The rewards can still be amazing. But as the price goes up, your entry point into the liquidity pool and the rewards becomes less and less valuable in comparison to what it was because the price is going up. However, it's the reverse as well. As the price goes down, your entry point into the liquidity pool and the rewards becomes better. That's the protection that we have as this project because our rewards can't go down. The liquidity pool can, but the rewards can't. And so it provides an entry point into value that can't go down until it's distributed, which protects the project. So we have this system of value, the liquidity pool and the rewards. And the people who are going to benefit that the most are going to be the earliest buyers. You're going to get massive rewards potentially and massive price action. We're already at a 10x. We've already done almost 1.3 million in volume. The next 10x we'll be seeing 10s to 50 to that we'll be seeing that volume that's really good. That's those numbers that people want to see. And so instead of just continuing to hope that people buy into a later and later entry point, which provides more and more people underneath them to fuel their point for them to make profit. We have that, and you can still buy, and we can still see a lot of rewards and a lot of price movement, but we're going to create a new system that provides value specifically to new holders so that the buyers here or the holders here cannot basically suck up the value that's being created in this new system. And what it does is it creates tiers of layers of holders who have early entry points. When this system launches, I haven't quite explained this yet, but when this system launches, it'll basically be as if a new project was starting at a new price point. And the entry point into this new system of value is whatever the price is at when it launches. And the good part here is the value from being in this system is so significant. It's so much value to be early in a project that does well. You guys have seen it. That's why you're in crypto. We're not talking thousands of dollars. We're talking hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. When you're early in the right project, you have tons of holders who get massive rewards, who get massive profits. That structure is laid out. It's already balanced. It's designed to grow. And so the good point about that is this one is so significantly good that we can create extremely good new value without incentivizing our early holders to sell and to re-enter into that value. For one, they'd be hitting the early unstaking fee, the sell fee. They'd be hitting the what am I saying? They'd be forfeiting their rewards, all that jazz. And so this new system should provide incentive for these holders to for the project to grow. And so that's what these earlier buyers need, is growth. They need volume and growth, right, for them to see the type of value that they want to see. So we're providing a new system that provides significant value, but not as much as being earlier in the system, because the systems are connected. And so what that means is this will create almost a new price point as our price goes to the 10x. Well, from here, it would be like starting a new project, basically, at whatever we launch this at, currently at 10x, right? Congratulations, everybody. And now these holders who have a massive amount of supply will not be able to dominate this system, this new system. They'll still have most of the rewards and, you know, a significant portion of the price when it comes to taking profits. But this new system that we create, they will have to buy again into that. And the new system will be so good that people will want to hold their position because they can tell that this new system is going to grow their original position down here, the foundation. But it'll also be so good that many of our holders will very likely want to also be in this new position because of what we're doing. And so now it's only from this point that you have a new list of holders where basically you can have your top whale, who is not the top whale of the first system, right? It won't be the first system, it'll be the second system. And now we have these extra layers of value, of rewards, of potentials of a lot of money that is based on a new set of holders, based on the amount that they hold. And so you're creating almost within the same token a new project of value that is built upon a previous one where they're both working together to grow the project. Both of these systems, the one that we're making right now and the original liquidity pool reward system, are working together to grow the project. The value goes to the people who help grow the project. The value is pulled away from the people who are focused on extracting value. And so you incentivize working together, you incentivize long-term, you incentivize holding, and you do it in a way that isn't just a scam. You have to actually shift real value. That's the entire point of control token. Yeah, you can get the idea of you have to convince people to want to be in at a later and later price point that they're going to do well, like most typical projects. Or you can just provide a system that does that for you by just producing the value, by just actually producing the value. You don't have to convince people. And so when people buy the token, they'll be buying into both systems, but they'll be buying into a new system as well. They'll be getting the benefit of the price movement of control token and the benefit of the reward structure of XUSD and the control event, the delayed stablecoin reward events. But they'll be, because they're getting a later price entry point, they'll be getting this new system of value that is these additional possibilities and rewards that can be based on entering into this system and the amount of tokens you hold for the system, which is very significant. It can be quite significant. This can actually be a quite significant thing. And so it's done in kind of the best way possible. And if you add a referral system to this, then it means not only have we created this amazing system to get into, but we've also given people we've empowered our entire community and incentivized them to help this system grow. That's kind of one of the few things that this has been missing. The community has massively succeeded in terms of staking, in terms of working together to market, but the community, when it comes to helping spread and grow, hasn't really been incentivized to do so. I mean, you are, because the potential of your bags going crazy and the rewards going crazy are massive. Everybody has been massively incentivized to do what they can to help this project grow. But we've only seen, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 people who are out there every day posting, liking, sharing, talking, and working. And so this referral system will provide a way for you to get a lot of value. Even if you're getting, I'm not sure exactly what it could be. We might have to lower it at some point, 5 to 10% of what you bring in through a referral system. You bring in $1,000, you're going to get $50 to $100, right? If it's 10%, it's $100 worth of control token. Well, you get $100 worth of control token and we do a 10x, that's $1,000. That's if you only get 100, right? If you get 1,000, we do a 10x, that can be $10,000 worth of control token. The value that you're getting, because it's able to see the kind of multiplier that a liquidity pool or price of a project can see, can be extremely significant. And I hope everybody understands that. This provides heavy incentive for our current holders and our new holders to create a link and to bring in buys through their link, which fuel this entire, I hate this word because I've seen it abused so much, ecosystem, right? Ecosystem. I've always hated that. I'm like, oh gosh, don't say ecosystem. We have a system of structure that allows and enables a community to work together to grow a project, and we're constantly revolutionizing that in terms of what it is that we're doing. So it's super important that our community understands that. Through this new system of value, we are providing this value to later buyers. I can't express how important it is to do that. It is the only thing that you should do as a project, is to provide value for later buyers. That's it. As the price grows, you need to think long term. You need to think what's sustainable. You need to not just throw away stuff. You need to think about the potential of the price dumping after certain things happen, if you're just giving tokens away and whatnot. And you have to come up with whatever the best plan is for the long-term growth of the project. And that's exactly what this new system that we're adding does. You add the referral system on top of that. Now we're empowering our community to basically take one of the best systems that I've seen when it comes to providing value. As the price continues to go up, this system will provide significant value even as the price goes up, which is kind of one of the craziest parts about it. And the community doing it will be able to benefit off of getting other people into it. And then we add our marketing utility on top of this. Kind of the purpose of control token is to be a utility token that has a reward structure that protects it, unites it, and incentivizes it to grow long term. That's what our reward structure does. It protects the project, it unites the project, it incentivizes volume, it protects against sell-offs, it protects against round tripping, and we're rewarding, and there probably isn't a better reward that you could be rewarded in. You can reward in a token or in a blue chip, which is volatile. You can reward in a stable coin, which is pretty nice. It's safety, but there's no upside. But we get the best of both worlds. We get the safetiness of a stable coin, but you also get the upside potential where massive volume can massively increase your rewards. I can't imagine a better reward to get. You could reward people with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin can go back down. It can drop. You can reward people with BNB or ETH or Solana or whatever, or a new token. That can drop drastically. We're rewarding it in an appreciating stablecoin whose value is built into the liquidity pool, is built into the contract. It's extremely safe. It's been audited like 14 times or something crazy, is what Mark told me, and it works. We are appreciating. The marketing system that we have is putting demand. Everything we're doing is putting demand on the token, on control token. And what we need to do is to have demand for projects to have our token. And so we're going to be providing very simple type of marketing that everybody wants. You want posts, you want videos, you want spaces, you want live streams, you want coverage, and you want buys on your charts. That's what you want. I'm just cutting to the chase. Let's not beat around the bush. You want buys on your charts. You want new holders. You want exposure. You want to try to get some kind of hype going. And so I'm aligning the interest. Everything of this system that you can look at is aligning mutual interest. It's very simple. You just align mutual interest in a way that benefits both parties, and in a way that's better than what's currently out there. So projects are, I'm figuring out what do projects want. They want attention. They want better marketing than what's out there, and that's not hard to do in my opinion. And they want buys on their charts. So what I'm going to do with Control Token is I'm creating a structure where projects have reason to get our token. And here's what happens. If they want access to our service, they have to buy Control Token and they have to send it to our treasury. And what that does is it gives them points. So they say, hey, I want a video. How much is that? I say it's this much. They buy through the service. They can't just buy the token. They have to buy through the service. That puts a buy on our charts. It puts a value in our treasury in both the form of BNB and in the tokens. Every single token that we have is going to be utilized to fuel previous or current or new systems that help incentivize and provide better and better opportunities for the current holders to help the project grow. There won't be a single token sold in order to fund anything. All the tokens in the treasury are used to fund. And if anybody ever has any questions about that, just show them what's been done with them so far. We literally have a 50 million airdrop happening in less than a month. We got a countdown for the 50 million airdrop and $40,000 worth of XUSD going into the 3-month reward event. So any volume that we get through this month will get us there. Right now, this put us at a position where we could just do marketing, right? Everybody, look at how amazing we are. And we are amazing. We have safety, stability. We have most of our supply staked. We have the best math rewards you've ever seen. I've covered math tokens. It doesn't get better than this. It doesn't get better than this. We have everything that you would want. We have exciting reward events. We have a tax token that incentivizes volume over the course of a year. We have a project that's alleviated sell pressure more than any project. We have the project that people want and they don't realize it. Because marketing is just such a, everybody is screaming for attention and no one's giving it to each other except for some chill spaces or something. And even that doesn't provide what you're looking for. So we could just go about it through marketing. And that's where I came to with this project is, okay, we have an amazing project that by itself should be doing well in terms of bringing in new buyers. The charts are going up, the rewards are going up, the proof of concept is there, the supply is staked. If you understand it, which might be the hard part, you can see the massive potential value in a project like this. Yet, because of the saturated market of marketing, where everybody's trying to say anything and everything to convince you to buy, you're going to be drowned out in all those voices and indistinguishable from any bad projects or any good projects. It becomes hard, which is why every day you have somebody come to you. Hey, I heard about this new project, blah, blah, and blah. Most of the time it doesn't do good. The one time you don't do it, it happens to do well, right? It's hard to distinguish. It's never like those projects really stand out. It's very hard to say, oh, I should have known that project was going to do well. And so I do not think that the path forward, even though we have a project that in all its rights should sell itself to the markets in terms of the safety, the longevity, the alleviating sell pressure, the growth, the rewards, the everything, right? Everything about this, I think, is literally addressing the problems that every project has in a way that no other project is addressing them. I realize the path forward is not marketing. It is, but it's not. It shouldn't just be marketing the foundational system, which it still will be that as well because of the reward structure, the protection, the sell-offs, protection against round tripping, and still at a 10x That's not, you're not late, right? Depending on what the project does, it could be massive increase for a lot of people. And we've seen that before with these rewards tokens. Um, the way forward is to provide a new system of value that's focused on bringing as much value as possible to new buyers. That's the key to success in crypto. It's either that, or you try to trick a bunch of people into a project and then you provide exit liquidity to a bunch of people who bought in early. That's crypto. You're either kind of tricking a bunch of people into being exit liquidity, or you're providing a system that provides value. Now, if you make a utility that provides real value and you're giving it back to the charts, that's the ideal legitimate crypto. You create some kind of service or something that's actually utilized, that actually generates revenue, and you just so happen to decide to give that revenue back to a token holders, then, and that value that's being given back to them is actually sustainable, then that's the point of why shares were invented, is to people to come together to finance something that couldn't exist without them, but they're able to reap the benefits of doing so. And so that's what Control Token is doing, is a lot of these things that are being financed are from the pre-sale. A lot of the treasury, as the treasury grows, it's going to be continually utilized to create new systems of value that, as we grow, are disconnected from the previous system, which creates a new list of holders who are able to be at the top of this new system, to be able to get the most value out of a new system, which provides stability. Now you have very strong structures underneath our original structure of the liquidity pool, our reward structure, this new thing we're doing, and every system of value that we create. If we get to 1000x new system of value at that price point, it creates the opportunity for somebody who, where the incentives are so good that you will not want to leave the first one to try to sell to be in the last one, right? It won't be that good. Or to leave the second one to be in the last one, because this person has seen massive increase in price, plus their rewards, plus the specific system of value that they're in. And so because the value is constantly shifting so much to the top, our job to make this sustainable is to constantly shift value to the bottom. It's that simple. It's not hard, right? But a lot of projects just aren't doing that. They're just fueling the top. They're fueling a system that shifts all the value to the top, where whoever holds the most tokens is getting the most value. And so what this does is it creates massive demand on these systems of value because they're unique to their price points, basically. Where, if we have each of these systems of rewards and whatnot, this value that we're providing, whether it be through utility or other methods that we have very smart methods in place that I haven't seen done before, that if the price starts to go down, the entry point into these systems of value is not just the price and the rewards. It'll be an entry point to build a large position in every system of value that we created. And so if the price dropped dramatically, you would be able to buy and build a large position into the price, into the rewards, into the secondary system of value, into the third system of value, into the fourth system of value, becoming a whale in every single system. But as we continue to grow, those systems will not be connected. You will only be able to be a whale in one. And as a new one comes out, in order to be a whale in that one, you'll have to purchase within this new system. And then what that allows for is what I think is the most genius strategy to a crypto that's ever been done. So it's super important that our holders understand this, why this is happening this way. It works just like a pyramid, right? That's how liquidity pools work. That's the entire thing that we were designing against. And we needed to balance that. This liquidity pool, this is what a liquidity pool looks like. This is what a holders list looks like. Go look at your top holders, then look at your bottom holders down below, right? That's exactly what a liquidity pool does. It says you bought early, you bought a little bit later, you're buying a little bit higher, you bought it at 5x, you bought it at 8, you bought it at 10, 50, 100, all the way down to 1000x and beyond, whatever the price goes to. And then it only rewards that value to the people who sell, and the people who have the most ability to pull that value out are at the top. If you don't change this structure, you have massive problems. That's what control token has done in terms of the foundation of having our tax and our tokenomics. It's not just for fun. It's not for funsies or to be cool or to start a trend. It's if you don't, let me say this. If you go study where shares came from, it was like it originated with people putting value into a system in order to fund something, in order to get a share out of the return, like for trade companies to go overseas, produce a profit, and the people that threw in all their money together, or food or whatever it was they're putting in, are able to reap the benefit of funding that. And it very quickly switched from investing in a share of a product or a project or a company to being complete speculation, where there was more value to be made in speculation than there is in whether or not there's actually utility or profit. And so people didn't have the company didn't have to do well at all, but if people thought it was going to do well, then people could buy early, and a bunch of people would buy, and then you could sell because everybody thought it was going to do well, and not because the project actually brought any profit in. Because everybody bought, and it worked exactly like this liquidity pool, this system of shares where as you buy, you get less and less of the share of that profit, because it has to be that way in order to be fair. If somebody's buying and somebody can come in and buy and put in the exact same amount and get the exact same share, it wouldn't really work that way. You need a system of value that allows for people to kind of take on that earlier risk and reap those benefits, which is why a liquidity pool is a good thing if it's attached to like a real company or a real product or whatever, a service that produces value. But the problem is, you've got stocks, shares, and then the upside potential of crypto is far beyond what you can get with stocks. And so that's why there's such a massive shift to crypto. You can make hundreds of thousands, you can make millions, you can make tens of millions, and you can make more than that in crypto. That's why there's this massive craze of crypto. It really isn't the tech. The tech can be cool. It's because you can make life-changing money, and that's what everybody's chasing. But the problem is that same system of value, the liquidity pool or a shares, that is supposed to give people an advantage for taking that early risk of investing in something, has switched to pure speculation, because speculation is far more powerful than actual utility. That's just a reality. That's why the current the current narrative or whatever of crypto, it went to meme coins, it went to NFTs. People saw those, they saw what happened. Value went up, value went down. It's not sustainable. And everybody started switching, oh, utility, utility, utility. And it's like, yeah, that's good if it's successful. But what you have to understand, in a world where everybody's playing the game based purely off speculation, on buying and selling the news and all that stuff, that speculation 90 plus, maybe 99% of the time, is going to be far more value in speculation than there is going to be in utility. Meaning it's going to be much more easier to produce value based purely on speculation than it is to produce a product or a service or a utility that is generating enough revenue to outdo the speculation or the aspect of people investing into an idea. That's why utility can be good if it's very, very successful, and if you're using the revenue or the profit to actually fuel a system of token holders. But why would you want to just give that money away and not keep it for yourself? The only reason would be is if you had a great idea, you started a token to fund that idea, you used the funding to fund the idea, and you promised your holders a certain percentage of the revenue back. The utility does well, the revenue goes back to your holders. It continually fuels those holders for helping start that project. That's what crypto is like supposed to be. Or that's what investing was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be just a pyramid scheme. It wasn't supposed to be a pump and dump scam. or a Ponzi. But without that structure, without that utility, that's what it becomes. Every crypto is just a Ponzi. And you have meme tokens that basically acknowledge that's what they are. Yes, it's a meme, but we're going to go to the moon. We're going to be the next big project. And you have other projects that are like, no, we're utility, or we're L1, L2, whatever, whatever. People that are trying to be chains and, have these different services that provide different things in crypto. And it is cool to watch everybody, waves of people pushing DeFi in all these different directions, trying to find, because you're incentivized to find. If you find the next tech that's more secure, or that helps bridge tokens, or that helps with gas fees, that time, if you push that tech, there can be massive value to that. And different chains have seen that. If you solve gas fees like BNB, and you have the ability to produce smart contracts like BNB, you can see what happened to BNB. If you provide a swap, and you're one of the main swaps on one of the next big blockchains, then you can be Pancake Swap, or one of the other ones on the other chains. So there's always this demand and incentive to keep pushing the tech to be rewarded for that. And that's where the potential is. If you have the know of what's coming, and you can tell what services are going to be massively used in the future before they happen, and you're able to buy into them, there's massive upside potential for that. But that's very hard to keep track of. At least for me, it's not just plain sight. Oh, this project, if it was, then everybody would invest in it, basically. But the most important thing that I'm trying to say, that I hope my holders understand for Control Token, if you're rewatching this, is that the power of value to come from speculation far exceeds and is superior to the value that comes from utility 90+% of the time. Any crypto that's saying this utility, blah, 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 nope. The speculation is going to see way more value than that. And so what the important thing is if you can't, what that means is how difficult it is to produce a company or a utility or a revenue or a profit that is able to balance or counter the amount of value that can come in through the speculation. What that simply means is, even if you start a good utility, if you start a project around it and people are able to buy that token, you're likely going to see far more value go into your token, into the liquidity pool, than what you're ever going to be able to produce out of that utility. And even if you start producing more than what's in the liquidity pool, you'll send the liquidity pool price to become more valuable than the price, because people are going to be rewarded. If people are seeing great rewards, they're going to buy, and they're going to be like, holy cow, what if the rewards keep getting better and better? And then you're going to put demand on the token because of the speculation, right? Speculation is everything. So speculation is way more powerful. It's too powerful to counter most of the time, almost all of the time, when it comes to producing a utility. Obviously there's exceptions, right? Utility can produce good value, and once you do it, you can see some growth in the project. But once again, it's only going to see so much growth. The important part here is to recognize speculation is far more powerful. That's why you can watch a meme coin go to $1 billion market cap. That's why you can see people make tens of millions on Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, things that have no value in and of themselves, other than to just be something fun that people can just buy into, an idea that people can buy into because they have an expectation of profit. They expect other people to get into it, whether it's a trend or it's cool or it's fun, or you start some kind of movement that people feel happy to be a part of, like the GameStop issues, the GameStop stuff that happened. So the speculation is, if that's where the power is at, then the best way to balance that is to literally pull away from that power. And so by having a tax, you can pull value that's going into and out of a liquidity pool, and you can utilize that in the best way possible to counter the negative aspects of having a liquidity pool. And those negative aspects are that your top holders get all the rewards and all the control over the price. They control the only thing that people care about that project. People don't care about utilities or the culture or the meme or the friends. They try to pretend like they do, but in actuality, people are trying to sell for $100,000 to $1 million. Everybody's trying to be a big giant red candle. All that power is being given to a small group of people, and those people are being incentivized and rewarded for destroying the project, and they're being punished if they don't. That's what's on the line in any crypto that you're in. If you have a large position of 10 grand or more or 100 grand, it's whoever sells first wins, and if you don't sell and the price goes down, you lose, and you better hope something comes back and revives this project. But because of how projects work, we see pump, dump, and then projects almost never recover from that dump. Even if it tries to go back up, it never reaches its all-time high. A J curve is extremely rare. It does not happen very often. After the dump, people feel like they've missed out, they're too late, and they don't want to get into a project. So you have to utilize the most powerful part of a project through tax or tokenomics in order to counter that. And what that is you have to provide value that is preserved and detached from the liquidity pool. It can't be connected to it, because the liquidity pool goes down, then this value that's protecting the project would also go down. So you use a tax to convert it into a stable coin. You take the value, you preserve it. You're saying, this is what people care about, let's make it so it can't go down. It won't be able to go up either, although ours does because it's appreciating, but it won't be able to go up as much. But the point is, you don't have to worry about the value not going up as much. You have to worry about value going down because of the liquidity pool. By stabilizing and preserving that value, you're saying, no, this value can't go down. And then by storing it in the future, you're saying everybody who leaves the project, you don't get your share of this value. This value is here to protect our project as a whole. And you're able to unite your holders to work towards a system that creates preserved value in the future that goes to people purely just by helping work together to grow a project. We have united our community, our whales, and our holders to work together to grow Control Token over a long period of time, because we've directly addressed this problem of speculation being way more powerful than utility. And in doing so, we've created a system that is far more likely to succeed and far more likely to grow. That's the reality of it. Sitting at a 10x, that's great. We want to go much, much higher than that. We're not aiming for price points. We're seeing how high can a project grow when a community is united with value to work together to grow that project. The value can be extremely significant. For every 100 million in volume, for every million tokens, over $30,000 worth in appreciating stablecoin. For everybody who's staking, you don't have to sell. You don't have to worry about round tripping. Even if the price did dump, you would have, for every 100 million, for every million tokens, 30 grand. That's insane. That's stuff that most people wish they had. But the thing is that that's assuming a lot of worst case scenarios. I don't think that situation is very likely with what we have coming. And so what the Control Token has done is it's solved many problems of the liquidity pool in terms of getting the community to work together to grow a project long term, incentivizing them with value in the future, shifting value from the top, from the sellers to the bottom and to the holders, in a way that's meaningful enough for the community to actually want to do it. If it was a 1% tax, the value in the liquidity pool would far exceed the value in the rewards. It must be significant, and our value is significant because it's delayed, because it's appreciating, because it's 13% of buys, because it's 18% of sells. As people buy, the value in the future is building. It can't go down until it's distributed. As people sell, the value in the future goes up. It can't go down until it's distributed. And so that's the main problems that projects have of why they can't grow, of why they're not sustainable, of why they're not long-term. And that's why people don't approach them as being long-term sustainable and whatnot, is because they're going up against a structure that's designed to fail. It is failure by design. A liquidity pool where speculation is mostly what people are chasing is designed to fail. People are going to buy the news, or they're going to buy the hype, and they're going to sell the news. And they're going to make a lot of profit off of people who are being deceived into believing that they're going to make money when they don't. It really comes down to that, whether it's a meme or a utility. You believe you're going to make money, that's why you buy a project. You end up being the exit liquidity because the system and structure is designed against you. And we all subconsciously know this. Everybody knows this. That's why they want to be early. They know the problem of being late in a project. One of the biggest problems of a liquidity pool, we've solved really some of the biggest problems, like I just said. But one of the biggest ones is where we're at now, which is that the value for later holders. As the project grows, the value for later holders becomes less and less. And so that's kind of what I see as one of the final problems every single project has. Even if you somehow manage to get growth, you now have people getting a higher and higher price, which is a entry point into the liquidity pool. And it's an entry point into the rewards as well. And so you're getting into a system that has so much value for the people who got in at the top, and that value decreases as the price goes up. In terms of if you fuel this system, that entry point of buying is a worse and worse entry point into that. It doesn't mean it can't be good for a long time, right? Depending on how much rewards we have, and depending on how much price upward movement you have in order to take profits before that. So the final problem that Control Token is solving, and this is all fundamental, this isn't based on theoretical or speculation, or if this crazy incentive, if this crazy thing happens, then maybe we can succeed. If we get a bunch of people somehow thinking that this project's the next big thing, I don't have to hope that people get deceived into believing Control Token's the next big thing. All I have to do is tell people the truth about Control Token, and once they realize it, and that spreads, now I can grow a project not off of deceit and believing people to be deceived into being exit liquidity, but off of reality of people understanding that this system is much more fair, much more long-term, much more safe, especially as we provide these new opportunities. So the current system that we have does address the liquidity pool in so many ways to make it so much more fair and to provide and to unite the holders to grow a project instead of to only reward them for destroying it. But the new systems that we're creating, which is taking the old system and doing it in a new way again. The new system, the goal of this is to solve a new problem. We've solved the old problem, the liquidity pool. People aren't united. People aren't working together. They're incentivized to destroy the project. All of that's been solved. We have most our supply staked. We have an amazing reward structure that has appreciating coin. What's our problem left? What problems do we have left with the liquidity pool right now? Like I just said, as the price goes up, the entry point into value gets worse and worse, whether it be the price point or the rewards. It's speculative because you don't know what's going to happen, which means that ultimately every investment is a risk. Even back then, when you put in your money to fund a company or whatever it might be, it's a risk. They might fail. The boat might sink. You might lose your money, right? Investing is a risk with a potential of a return. But, which is a fascinating idea, the fact of finance and how it's built into like the fabric of how life works is a fascinating concept. But the last problem that we have is this value to later holders, which means that the solution forward is either two things: deceive people into thinking that they're going to have a great entry point without actually knowing if it is a great entry point or not knowing when your whales are going to sell, or provide a new system of value that is as enticing as possible, that has as much value as possible. And so we utilize the success of the system to provide value to new holders, because as the new holders come in, that provides value to the old holders, and we have a sustainable system. This is something that I'm equally, if not more, excited about than our tax and our tokenomics, our reward structure. It's done everything it needed to do, and it's already worked. The holders are in the staking pools. The rewards can be off the charts if we grow the project. As the project grows, they get the price growth, they get the rewards, they get the appreciating aspect, they get the whale rewards. We have a system that fuels them, and every system that we build after that fuels this new set of holders is going to also fuel them as well. If the price goes up a lot through putting demand on the token at all these different price points, then it's naturally going to fuel the top, right? So you want systems that don't fuel the top, that are, and in doing so, you create systems that are more likely to fuel the top. So you create a system of value, and through buying, you can enter into this new system of being a holder or a whale in each price point, meaning that the whales here You can be a top whale in this system, and the top whale in this system is not able to extract the value from the whale in this system without purchasing new tokens. And because this whale is in a better position, they're incentivized to not sell to get into that system. They will be more rewarded for being in this system than they will be in this one. Same thing down here. You'll be more rewarded for being a whale in this system than you will for being a whale in this system. But if the price does a 10x here and a 100x here, when this system launches of value, then the first buyers, or whoever gets the most tokens in this, whoever's the top holder here, will be benefiting the most off of a system that is detached from the previous systems, that's providing a new set of value to its holders, whether it be utility, whether it be extra tokens, whether it be some type of taking in value like through a tax and giving it back out. And so this is something that I'm more excited about than what we've done. What we've done is so exciting with Control Token. The tax, the tokenomics, the delayed, the value that protects against all of those things. They're so exciting. We're building on top of that. It's not throwing that away. It's building on top of that. That system is here. And now for the everything else that we're building this next system where you can be a whale in a new system. You don't have to be, if you're still in the project up here, you can say, cool, that system looks great, I'm going to stay up here. It's very likely that you're going to want to be, though. That's the entire point, is you don't want to deceive people. You have to create actual real value. You have to create chances that people want to see of making money. And so, the final thing I'll end on is, what is it people want? Maybe $1 million. Maybe most people are going for $1 million. Maybe if you're pretty rich, you're going for a lot more. And I would say, what are your odds of making $1 million or $100,000? People would be quite happy with $1 million or 100K. And so, what are your odds? Are you think in crypto of making $1 million? You'd probably put it quite low, right? You'd probably put it one in a massive number, right? You probably wouldn't say 1 out of 10. That'd be dumb. 1 out of 100? Nope, that'd be pretty stupid too. How often do you see some people in crypto out of 100 people that made $1 million? Not very often, right? It's better odds than the stocks or than anything that you can find outside of crypto. That's why we're here. But it's still not just 1 out of 5, right? It's not this massively high number. So what people are really doing is they're buying into a project, a crypto, with the risk and potential of making money with better odds than they can get with stocks or with any other financial system outside of crypto. That's why people like crypto, is the system hasn't been so grossly abused like it has been with stocks and with our current governments and the systems and what restrictions that they put on us and how much value they take from us through our taxes and everything, right? That's really all it is the systems that we're born into through our governments and our taxes and everything are so beyond broken and so abused that we are at the bottom, and we are being it's getting worse and worse and worse. They're printing money. That's like printing tokens and then selling them. They're devaluing the value that we're all bringing to the table. And so we turn to crypto. So what you're investing in when you invest in any crypto is a risk of losing it all. That's a reality. Don't invest more than you're willing to lose, right? Don't buy unless you are okay with losing that, because if you do, then you're going to regret it. It's that simple. Everybody understands that the best approach to investing or buying into a project is to do it as if you lost the money, so that you don't have an emotional attachment to it if it does go away, and so that if you lose, you don't go through what some people go through, which are some of the worst feelings you can go through in life, is to do something that you were unwilling to lose, something that you were unwilling to lose, basically, whether it be 20 bucks, 100,000, whatever it be. So the potential of making $1 million or 100,000 is far higher in crypto, and that's really the numbers that people are chasing. Maybe you're chasing 10K, but I would say most people are probably chasing 10K, 100K, or $1 million. Maybe you have more, but I would say obviously it's probably within those. As the markets go down, people take profits faster. Projects can barely get momentum. You might not even be aiming for 10K. You might just be aiming for thousands or hundreds of dollars based on how well that project's doing. Probably thousands, right? Get up to a 2x. Cool, I'm at 2,000. Take your profits. But most people probably aiming for tens of thousands to the hundreds of thousands, and obviously we all want to see those millions. The probability of making that in crypto is not high, but it's far higher than the lottery, far higher than what you can achieve through working and starting a business. That's not easy. It's possible if you're successful, obviously, but it's not easy. This is kind of the easiest with the highest risk. You just throw money in, a bunch of people buy into something, you're able to sell it, and you can make millions of dollars. This is the easiest, least risk, highest possibility potential of making money. That's why people are in crypto. Anybody else saying otherwise is probably lying to you. And so it's that simple. Provide these same opportunities to people as the price goes up. Because the probability of getting that type of money as the price goes up goes down. Right? As the price goes up, the here's the price, and then here's the probability of you making a massive amount of money. It literally corresponds to it, because your entry point is going down. Now you still can make a lot of money, right? But that's how it works. And so this is not hard. This ain't hard. You need to provide a secondary system that, as the price goes up, creates probabilities of producing what people want, which is the millions, the hundreds of thousands, the tens of thousands, and the thousands of dollars. There's a lot of ways to do that, but it's super important how you do that, because if you don't disconnect it from the original system, then you're already going to be at a massive disadvantage, because those people have a massive amount of tokens. If you make it so it's anybody who holds a token and it's just a lotto system, then somebody could just buy 1,000 wallets that have one token in it. Well, you could set a limit on it. You could put it everybody who has 1,000. Well, then if somebody with $1 million could split their wallet into 1,000 wallets and still have 1,000 entries. You want to detach it from this system. And so in order to create a sustainable system of shares of crypto, is to have layers of systems that are detached from the previous ones that allow for the same possibilities. When you buy something, what do you want? Man, I hope this does 1,000x, dude. I want to see my bag go to $1 million. I want to do 100x, throw in 1,000, make a couple $100,000, sell, pay my taxes, if you pay your taxes, and have 70 grand, take a year off, pay off my car, put it down on a house, help my family, whatever it is, right? If you can continue to provide these same possibilities as the price goes up, then you can create systems that are much more fair. And you can also create reward systems that detach themselves from the previous projects. Now, I don't think most projects could do what I'm doing. They could if they did it by design, but they can't after the fact come in and do this. It would be possible if they had a lot of tokens, and they could do it without the tokens, but there would be downside to it. But because we have tokens, we can come in and create a system where we maintain these possibilities as the project grows without a downside, because of what we have, because of control token. And so without revealing what it is, that's basically explaining what it is. And no matter what system we create, if we get to the 100x, hey, guess what? The treasury's doing great. Create a new utility, a new system that produces value. What do you do with that value? You provide it to a new set of holders at later price entry points that allows for a new system of whales, of rewards that only go to those holders. I think that's the most genius thing I've ever heard in crypto. It's the smartest thing I've ever heard. It's the solution to the problem that the liquidity pool creates. Liquidity pool is just supposed to be a way to invest in something and get a benefit of it. But because of speculation and because of crypto and because of everything, we've come to these systems that we have today. And the systems are so broken, which is why everybody's going to crypto. You don't have the chance to make the money that you do in crypto. But once again, it's a system that's being abused to death. And people can't really see the downside of it. That a liquidity pool for crypto is not good. Unless you have a massively successful utility, a liquidity pool for crypto is not good. And even if you do, at a certain point, that value just becomes very small for the later and later buyers. If you don't create new systems of value for later and later holders, then you provide a system of only fueling the early entry points. And they're supposed to be, it should be that way, but not entirely. That's the entire point. That's why we're building on what we have. We're not getting rid of it. As the price goes up, as we incentivize more buys and more volume, the early buyers are going to see their bags go to what? 100x, 1000x. They're going to see the tens of millions, the hundreds of millions in volume. And that's going to lead to them being rewarded without extracting all the value from the project. That's the entire point. Is if you create a system where the early buyers have the ability to extract all the value out of their project, then you create a system that is incentivizing and rewarding the first person to destroy your project. How is a project supposed to design or last or be long-term or benefit more than just a few people? And how is that not a Ponzi? How is that not a bad idea? Control token is literally kind of the structure of uniting communities that want to work together to see a project grow and to see it benefit more people. Liquidity pool is good, but you need to start to fix it. It's like coming up with an idea for a house, the first ideas of a house, and it's like, yeah, you get underneath that rock. That's a good idea. It's a good start. But what if you put up walls, and what if you had a window, and what if you had a door so that people couldn't get into your house? You just keep evolving it. Well, I feel like we have all different kinds of ways of investing, but ultimately there's all these different bonds and all those types of things. But ultimately, the liquidity pool, from what I can see, has not been evolved. Tokenomics and taxes were this kind of, it started to feel like an evolution of a crypto. Oh, cool, you get it just by holding, and you get stablecoin rewards. But the point is that it wasn't being used to balance the problem of a liquidity pool that were being presented. And so Control Token is directly addressing every problem that every crypto faces, which is why I think that we're not going to be able to grow for a while in terms of growing purely based off of hype. We could, but I think that when it comes to most cryptos, we are going against the grain. This is not your typical project. We are basically saying that liquidity pool is your enemy. It's not good. It's not good for the project. It's a pump and dump. No matter what ideas or utilities you add to a liquidity pool, it's gonna pump, it's gonna dump, and it's gonna die. I'm going to cut this short, guys. If you guys watch this is going to definitely, I hope that you're as bullish when you look at this, and once you see what we have coming with the referral system and these new I couldn't have laid it out any clearer. You want to provide the same possibilities of making large amounts of monies to your later and later buyers through both the possibility and through a new reward structure that utilizes what it is that they're getting and what it is that they're putting in. And you align these systems not to be systems of their own, but to be systems that are also fueling the systems behind them. And simply by buying the token, you are doing that. You are going to fuel, they're going to pay the taxes, and you're going to increase the price. And then if the rewards of this new system are based on the same thing, the stakers get the rewards, and the people selling don't get the rewards. They don't get the possibility of rewards, and they don't get the rewards at all. Then you're going to create a system that is more fair and more fair. So I am super excited to this, because this feels like, once again, it feels like the solution that a solution that nobody's doing. Nobody's coming to the solution. If you fuel the system, any liquidity pool, people at the top are going to get most of those rewards, most of that value. Even if you have a utility that's producing a lot of profit, you're going to see amount of speculation and then a dump, and then There's going to be a lot of losers. Our goal is to take this system, make it as long term as possible, make it grow as much as possible, utilize the power of it to continue to work towards the growth of the system as a whole. In order to grow a crypto, you can either hope that you deceive people into losing money, or you can continue to create systems that produce more and more value. And so if we start to produce utilities that can produce a lot of value, guess where that value is going, guys? It's going towards a new system of value that rewards buyers of the project. And by them buying the project, they reward every system that we've built. But by buying the project at such a later price point, they're buying into this new system that provides a new, more fair way to make a lot of money. You want this potential of the million, the 100K, the 10K, the thousands, to keep that on the table even as the price goes up as much as possible. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. This is the update. We're just going to be doing simple marketing for the next 2-3 weeks. We're going to be marketing. We're going to finish up with SafeMoon. We're going to market the 50 million airdrop, where it's going to be not as high paced. This system is the way forward. And so once this is done and we're able to move forward with our marketing utility, which can generate a lot of revenue, which that for a period of time, our utilities will go towards buying the charts, probably. We do need to produce value to the treasury, but we are in a crucial moment of the project where the upside potential is so massive that we want to kind of do everything we can to push that momentum upward. But after we've seen massive success, then we can shift the profit from utilities and all that stuff into these systems that are more beneficial to the later buyers. And like I've talked about, I've thrown this out about if we see even like not even crazy levels of success, if we saw like 100 million in volume and we had 2 million in the treasury, then I would definitely create a utility that tracked wallets that lost in a way that couldn't be taken advantage of, but track wallets that sold at a loss or wallets that bought at the worst times and fuel them value to make them even. That's becoming more realistic as this project grows on. If we saw 100 million in volume, that would not be too crazy. I'd be able to take, hey, Mark and the team, I need something that comes and tracks these wallets, and I need to be able to utilize portions of our treasury to make these people even. Maybe even to put them in profit. I don't know. Probably not. You'd probably just track losers and make them even. And you'd have one of the most fair projects you've ever seen in DeFi. The systems that we have in place are absolutely nuts. They're absolutely crazy. How much more fair this is, how much more safe it is, how much more long-term it is. We have amazing, amazing things on the table. And I can't believe how excited I am about what this can do to move us forward, because I was kind of had this marketing, hey, we need to market, we need to push this. And it's like, okay, well, if I provide more value, then that markets itself. I realized that. But then I realized, okay, the math, the rewards, everything is really good, but we need to really incentivize people to get in. And I think this next system is going to combine everything into one. It's going to incentivize our holders to actually get people into the project because they'll be rewarded with it. And that value can be quite significant. Like I said, if we do a 10x and you bring in $1,000 to $10,000, you could, that just purely based on people using your link, super easy to do, can turn into $100,000. If you brought in, $1,000 to $10,000 worth of buys, and then you got that much worth of control token, and then the price did another 10x, you're going to see $10,000 to $100,000 on top of what you already have of control token, plus the rewards that come from that, depending on if you're staking them or not. We're also combining our marketing. We're about to, once this is done, we're going to be making profit from our marketing, which is, like I said, probably for a while, everything's going to go towards the charts, in terms of the profit. We might have to pull it aside, but the decisions will always be what's best for the project. But for me, what's best for the project is to build up large amounts and then put them into the charts. Right now, that's where my mind is. If that ever changes, it'll be because we've seen really good success or whatnot, or we have to pay for something. And then the final component to all of this is to unite projects, to put a demand on control token for other projects to be in our project. And so after we get this out, there's going to be a massive shift back to our Friday pushes and to our shill spaces, which are going to build, and we're going to build them. We're going to get people in there. We're going to be able to tell them those projects that are seeking value about what it is that Control Token is doing. We're going to be able to provide quick shills that are basically free, and then at a certain point of people or at whatnot, we'll have paid spaces where people will be able to do our marketing, get in the shill space, get on our project, get on our charts, and crap, I just thought of another thing that would probably need to be done. The other thing is these things that we're building aren't just for our project. If we build this and it works, we are going to redesign it to be open to every project, and then have fees for using it for volume and fees for gaining access to it. Guess where those are going? Right back into the project, either through utility or through the treasury or through to the charts. It's always going to be based on what's best for the project, if you haven't figured that out about me by now. So everything's about to come together, and we're about to have a massive shift from, hey guys, look at how awesome Control Token is, to we've got exactly what you guys want. I'll be able to come to anybody and be like, hey, look at this project. It's got everything you want. And before, one of the things I've always said is that when you tell somebody about any crypto, there's always the potential of it going to zero, right? Oh, look at this project, it's doing awesome. It dumps. They go, wow, thanks, man. Definitely not doing that again. And then, you feel bad. With Control Token, because of our reward system, there will always be that, well, at least you have your rewards. Or there'll even be the potential of them to see a lot of growth. And then if the price goes down, your rewards can actually cover your entry fee or become more profitable than your entry fee. If somebody were to throw in $10,000 right now and get 1 million tokens, okay, it'd be more than 10,000 because of the taxes. But if you got 1 million tokens right now, and then we saw 100 million in volume, you would have 3 times your entry fee in rewards. It's only at a certain point that rewards cover your cost of purchasing, which is a super exciting number. That will happen for everybody. I forget what it was. It might be 17. Was it 17? I don't know. But at a certain point, everybody's rewards will be, for who did the pre-sale, will be covered purely just by rewards, and it'll be impossible for them to be at a loss unless they lost their wallet or something. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I recommend you guys to understand what it is I'm talking about, because this is one of the most likely paths to success on a project that is already built to blow up. It's built to explode. It's built to be, we've alleviated sell pressure. We have a long-term growth. We have a reward system, and what we're about to do is taking that to the next level in a way that I haven't seen done before. I am so excited to get this done. Once things work and we iron out, sometimes when you put out a utility, you have to iron out some things, that little error here, is this thing not working, stuff like that. Once we get all that situated, we test run it a couple times, then it's going to be full force into shill spaces. I might almost primarily shift to doing long spaces where we are engaging with holders and projects through giveaways, through growing these spaces. We have to build Control Token as a name of spaces that you want to be in, and then we can have an entry fee where people can do a 60-second quick shill, or if they pay a certain amount, they can come up and we can do a deep dive into their project, and we can attach a giveaway to one of their posts, and then tell everybody, if you want to be in this giveaway, go to this post and engage with it. So there'll be significant value from that in those spaces, and that value that we're getting, like I said, will be going towards the charts, and we'll also be able to tell them about the our marketing utility, which aims to be one of the better marketing utilities for projects. I can adjust the price, so if we start to get a lot in, we can raise the price, not for the sake of trying to take advantage of people, but if there's high demand, then the cost is going to go up, right? If there's only a couple gallons of milk left, then you can make a lot of money off of it and whatnot. Well, if I'm having to do live streams and do spaces and create videos and make posts, I'm only one guy, and even if I got some people to help me do those things, there's only one of me. If demand goes up, then the price goes up. If the price goes up, then the value going towards buying the charts goes up, producing more tokens for us to utilize in these systems that provide better entry points into the project. So thanks for being here, everybody. and I will see you guys later. I definitely recommend every control token holder to watch this. I know it's kind of long, but it's definitely just a very deep dive breakdown of the path forward. And if you were excited about what we've done so far, I can't imagine you not being more excited about what we're about to do, even though you guys don't know it yet. But I think that when you see this, it might be like, okay, I guess if you can do that, it'll be exciting. So you might need to see the final product and be like, oh, that's crazy. You guys might be like, holy cow, this is really cool. So we'll see how well this goes afterwards. There's one other element that I need to add to this, which could really make it better. So I need to go ahead and